Welcome back to the Unanimous Decision Podcast. I am your host, D Palm. Follow me on Blue Sky, Instagram, everywhere at DPalm66. Hope everyone had a fantastic month of August. I took it off to get us ready for today. But as always, we are brought to you by Daniel Palmer Mortgages. If you can pay your rent, you can pay a mortgage. It's my job to help you qualify. Check out my other property, Life, Love, and Real Estate. We're talking about all your mortgage and home buying questions. But that's not why you're here. You're here because sports are back. You're here because the NBA had huge news with Kawhi Leonard getting paid under the table by the Clippers. I'm just kidding. That's not why you're here. You're here because fall is here, because football is here, the greatest time of year. And I'm telling you right now, the podcast is going to be so much fun through this football season. Did you know that StreamYard brought us soundboards? We're not going to be having it today, but you're going to get annoyed by me with the soundboards this fall. Did you know this fall we're going to have a lot more solo pods? We're going to have a lot more gambling shorts on YouTube. But what you're all really here for? That's what I got for you. That's right, kids. Felder Friday. What up, Felder?
What's going on, man? What's going on? I'm tired as hell. What's up?
So we record Felder Friday, obviously end of the week. Felder, give us your thoughts on that 5-day work week now that you're back in that grind.
That shit sucks, dog. I haven't been to bed before. Like, I'm being serious. I've been to bed before 1 o'clock. If we go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, by the way, watching Belichick get embarrassed.
We'll talk about it.
Five days in a row of going to bed after 1 o'clock. And Saturday, I went to bed after 2 o'clock because that's ridiculous. So don't be ridiculous. Like it's like, I get it. You're scared of the NFL. I understand you're scared of the NFL. Because there's no game on Thursday night. There was no Thursday night game.
It was that week one of college football is like you got kids getting famous on Sunday night playing receiver for Miami who would never get that shine if it wasn't Sunday night, no NFL.
Yeah, I don't care. They can kiss my ass. I'm tired. I got a kid. Kid got to go to school. I got to get up. Like, I'm staying up until 1:30. I'm like, because you know this, like when you work a game, like when you're like, and you got to file a story or you got to shoot a video, and you shoot the video when the game closes at midnight or whatever. You got to shoot the video. You got to edit the video. That takes you till almost 1. Then you got to go to bed, and I'm just sitting in my bed. I'm watching Rockford Files. That's my shit. On. I love Rockford Files, so I'm watching that. So I'm up until 2. And then I know in 4.5 hours, I got to get up. I got to drive. This kid got to go to school. And lunch don't make itself.
I can't empathize because thankfully I do all this as a passion side project. There was a time when I was like you. I was staying up watching everything. That's back when I was a sports agent. I'm off that narcotic. I got a job that don't require that out of me anymore. Not all the time. But I'll tell you this, man. Saturday night, end of the night, football ends, your boy's geeked. Your boy can't. I didn't sleep a wink Saturday
Right, you
night.
can't.
I was up I legitimately did some reading. I got into the show Dark on Netflix. Yo, full disclosure, you guys should watch Dark. Dark's fantastic. I'm late as fuck.
I'm up all night to get some.
And so
I'm watching Utah, UCLA. I'm watching Washington, Colorado State.
Susan gets up at like 7. She's like, have you been to bed? I was like, nah, I just couldn't sleep. I was tossed and turned for a bit, came back to the living room, just kicked it, just got some little free time to myself. But you're right. This stuff, it requires a lot of you. It asks a lot of you. But, man, nothing asks more out of you, Michael Felder, than being like the most public UNC person I know and having to deal with that shit on Monday. Because let's be very clear here, guys. Felder, since Jump Street, has been signaling the alarm bells. He's been saying, hey, man, I know this is going to work. He let himself get hopeful for a little bit, but then he kind of looked at what was happening and was like, hey, man, y'all asking for a lot of eyeballs on something that may not be ready to have eyeballs on it yet.
Yeah.
So take me through your kind of journey of that Monday night game, because I imagine that first drive for most people, for the people who are in your phone, that felt pretty good.
It's a script, man.
You and I know that. But I'm just saying for like,
if you're a dummy, look, I'm going to say it. If you're a dummy who doesn't know what a script is, like if you're a dummy, right? You're a stupid idiot who doesn't know what a script is. It's literally like, I'll put it in you guys' terms, not you personally, D-Palm, because you and I speak the same language, but like for you dumb idiots, imagine when you go to theater practice or you go to music or whatever the fuck you do, and you just keep practicing the same song over and over again for a recital, right? Okay. So you're good at that thing.
Yep.
Now imagine if they asked you to fucking jazz it up.
Now imagine the audience starts throwing shit at you. And then what you gonna play now?
What are you gonna do now? Like, that's the thing. Like, of course, the script looked good. Oh my God. I'm playing from my playbook. Like, my kid plays piano.
Right on.
I don't understand any of it. I think it's some fucking nerd shit, but which is fine. I love it.
Yeah,
if she likes it, I love it.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is, if they asked her to freestyle, that's gonna sound like bling boom bling boom 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 bling.
Or it'll sound like the original script, just a little deviation. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is that the deviation makes it. I want to be very honest with you right now. The month I took off, first of all, of the podcast, very relaxing. Thanks y'all for being patient with us. But in the time,
I wish I took a month off.
I've had multiple people of the podcast, not a month off of shit. I took a month off of the podcast.
Yeah, well, I wish I took at least a month off of anything. I had to go to California. I had to go to the mountains. I had to go to Raleigh. What are you talking about?
I had individuals who I don't personally know come send me messages or interact with me and say, "Hey, I really love the podcast. When's it coming back? I love listening to you and Felder because I learned so much." And then for me to have that in my mind and for you to call people dummies is a beautiful. I love it. No, don't even make a face. I'm happy it happened because that's.
If someone asked me something about piano and they call me a dummy, guess what? I'm be like, yeah, you're right.
But you and I are also football players where we can take words like dummy and nerd and strip away any of our personal ties to them. Like you said,
that's called edification.
It is I am describing it. I'm not insulting it. I am saying her piano love is some nerd shit, not on a judgmental place, but on a place of that's some nerd shit.
That's her shit. Like, if someone looked at me and was like, "Oh, why is he writing down time codes for quarter?" I write down, like, literally my notes say first quarter or second quarter or third quarter or fourth quarter. They say 1Q, 4:26, what the play was. Most people don't do that.
Yeah.
Most people don't do that. That's nerd shit.
That's some nerd shit.
That's some nerd shit. Guess what?
Embrace your nerd shit. Find the shit you're nerdy about and hold on to that motherfucker because that thing, it makes you different and it makes that thing special to you.
It makes it matter and make sure you know, like, you check your boxes and you know what you're doing. But the point that I'm making is, like, UNC.
Let's talk about the game. So, like you said, the first series goes great. TC goes 3 and out. What are you thinking in that moment?
They went 3 and out. So let me. I'm taking over the steering wheel. So here's what happens.
Drive.
So what you get at the big. So we get a script. Great script. Again, if you don't know what a script is, 10, 15, 20 plays, depending on the coach. They rehearse those like you guys do for piano or for dance or whatever or play, whatever it is. They rehearse that. And they do it over and 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 over again. They do that. Then you have to start calling plays. Now let's flip it over. Get the first drive for TCU. I said this on my show. I said it on College Sports Now. I said it when I was doing a show for Tar Heel 24/7. You have to protect the interior of this Kendall Browse defense because they're going to spread you out wide to try to get back inside. That's all they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. They're going to do that. And so they brought in 3 safeties, just 3 high safety, like a halo. Like they brought that in. And so TCU was like, we weren't expecting this. We don't know what to do. This is not the single high man concept that we're used to seeing out of Belichick. And so they're like, so you go 3 and out, get the ball back. Oops, we're not good anymore. And for 2 hours, UNC did not complete a pass for 2 hours.
Okay, so I watched the beginning of the game, obviously. I watched the 7. I saw what you saw, heavy script. I saw Sonny Dykes' offense, and that offense not know what's going to come out defensively because you'd never seen these players and this team and how they're structurally. Right. They had some questions. The next 3 drives, that made me turn the channel.
Bang, 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 bang.
I was like, oh, we're done here. Oh, this is good. I can go to bed and get some good rest for Tuesday morning at work.
So here's the thing. I think it was Logan Mankins.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't. It was who's the other Light from the Pats. Is it Matt Light? Is that right? Is that the right person?
Yeah, Matt Light.
He said that there are 2 positions that do something, that have to do something that's literally not in your God-given repertoire. Offensive line, defensive back.
Yep.
He's like, they're the only positions that have to do things that aren't what you're naturally predisposed to do.
Right.
Move backwards all the time.
All the time.
And offensive line, obviously, we'll get to that. But defensive back, they were terrible, man. It was bad.
It's interesting because like people made this big deal of schematic advantage of, and they do it every time in NFL.
Yeah, they did it with Charlie Weiss too. And how did that work out?
But I'm saying like people thought defensively that at the very least you'd have a structure in place to pull off the things that Belichick was going to try to do. And what I've tried to explain to people is that going into this game is that particularly in college football, and I think we saw that when we saw the flurry of activity in the portal at the end of the portal season with this team. It's so much more about the athletes on the field who can do what you ask. Because with professionals, there's a certain baseline of you can do this
competency.
The floor is so much higher in the NFL. So where you can say, oh, let me get Troy Brown and let him play some DB for us, and let me just shuffle these pieces around. He doesn't have Troy Browns. He doesn't have guys who can take the things that are in his head, put them onto the field, and execute them at a high level consistently. And I think that's going to be the thing that is the
they don't have anything in their head.
But I think what's going to be most jarring for UNC folks who did not have reasonable expectations is that this is not going to improve a lot this season. What you saw on Monday night is going to be what happens a lot this year as far as the talent gap between the teams. Correct?
Yeah, it's not even like, yes, there's a talent gap, but the reality is when you're used to working with pros, like, let me ask you this.
Okay.
You ever work construction?
No.
Lawn care?
Yes, I've done my own, but I never worked it. But yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying when you work it. So I work construction.
Okay.
My brother works construction like now. My brother builds houses. He's doing way better than I am. I can tell you that. And you can tell Belichick got a team full of apprentices.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good descriptor.
Apprentices don't know what the hell they're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing,
yep,
there are 2 things that you have to do to play defense. I'm going to keep it on the defense side. We can talk about the offense in a minute. There's 2 things that have to happen to play defense. I need you to give me effort, and I need you to demonstrate understanding. Got neither one.
0 for 2.
0 for 2. Can't win. What does Mike Singletary say? Can't win with him.
It's true.
And that's just the reality. I'm not putting the guys down. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, if you're not going to give me max effort, like, it's fine if you make a mistake doing it fast. And Bobby Bowden, this is the thing I've always loved. I always loved about Bobby Bowden is he didn't get upset with his team about, because Florida State used to lead the NCAA in penalties, but they were penalties of aggression. They hit a guy, late hit, right? You hit a guy when, like, you play 1 foot on the white, I'm still gonna hit him.
Yeah.
You know, offsides, unabated to the quarterback because I thought the ball moved. Okay, I can live with that.
Makes an effort mistake we can deal with.
I can live with this. I can live with that type of mistake. Penalties of apprehension, not paying attention, undisciplined.
Lack of focus.
Like, oh, I didn't know the snap count. Okay, well, you messed up. That's on you.
You got to ask somebody, man. Hit the guy next to you. What's the count, man?
And so it's just one of those things where watching that game, and I had to watch the whole game because I had to shoot a video at the end. And I'm getting, my phone is like blowing up. I'm getting texts. All I want to do is just pour a whiskey and be like, this.
I want everyone to know respectfully, I did not reach out to you once.
I appreciate that.
I texted Joel because I knew how he was feeling, but I didn't text. I was like, hey, man, let me say the fuck with Felder. His phone's annoying as shit right now.
But I also, at the same time, I expected this.
You and I have talked about this all summer.
And I told people, asked me like, oh, what do you expect from Belichick? And I was like, nothing, no thing. Because like they ran out, and you mentioned offensive line and continuity, right?
Yeah.
And I mentioned O-line and defensive backs. They are, to me, intrinsically tied as the only group that hasn't moved backwards all the time.
Constantly, consistently.
And they ran out between 4 and 5 different lineups in the secondary. Like, think about that. I'm not talking like they brought in another guy for a dime.
Right.
I'm talking about, hang on, let me see it, because I got this shit right here. I got my notes right here. Ooh, don't fall, pen. I got it right here. Which notebook is it in? I have 2 notebooks now. This is how sick I've become.
Sick up, you nerd.
I am a nerd. Yeah. I got two whole ass notebooks because I want to talk about the Katrina thing with you too.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. And Northwestern just flat out lied to us.
Well, yeah.
Nah, fuck them. 31, 16, 21, 17, 18, 5, 1, 26, 29. And I'm missing one guy. But that's how many guys they played in the secondary. That's fine. We want to get a rotation. No, that's not how you play secondary. Just like it's not how you play offensive line.
No.
I need a group of guys that are going to go out.
I think it. Yeah.
And these guys never really played together.
I think it's wild, interesting.
They played 4. I think they played 5 different combinations of all those numbers that I just called out to try and see what would work. You got 16 who can play in coverage. That's Bryson, I believe. Bryson. These motherfuckers, they look like they had Velcro on their jerseys when it came to the run game. You kidding me?
Yeah, can't get off blocks.
Sticks is it's like they have magnets to the offensive linemen and even to like if you get blocked by a wide receiver, you should get off the field. That's a reality for me. If a wide receiver can block you,
I think and
he's not Hines Ward, if a wide receiver can block you that's not Hines Ward, DK Metcalf or something, like you, this isn't for you. Shit.
What's wild to me is that I look at, like, if you go to Our Lads, which is what everyone uses for rosters, if you go down to UNC and they organize everything, if you've ever been there, first of all, good for you. You're not a weirdo. But for us football nerds, Our Lads is a great way to look at this. And if you go to UNC's roster, they highlight all the transfers in gold. And every time I'm like, why does it look so weird here? I go back and remind myself that, oh, wait, they brought in they flipped 70 players.
So they brought in
everyone to recognize. Go ahead.
They brought in 40 transfers.
Right.
30 of the other ones are actual freshmen.
Oh, I'm saying, but they also lost players in the portal as well. So the overall churn was about 70.
The overall churn was 70, but 40 transfers.
40 transfers.
40 transfers, 30 freshmen. And the freshmen aren't like I think the thing that sucks is that the freshmen aren't getting like any they're not getting juice at all.
At all.
Yeah, they're not getting any juice.
And so when you look at that, and we talk about things like continuity, particularly in places like the offensive line and defensive backfield, like that's the one where I'm like, oh, you guys are going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem for a season because y'all went into this game and said, let's find out what we have on defense, and particularly in the backfield, as opposed to saying, here's what we got, let's see what they can do. And I think that when you talk about a head coach in Bill Belichick and defensive-minded coach in Bill Belichick, who, say what you will about results, he has been historically very adept at altering what he calls defensively to fit his personnel. What he's learned, what the larger ecosystem is learning is, hey, man, some things you can't scheme around. Some things you can't just say, oh, he'll figure it out. He's Bill Belichick. Nah, dog. We need you to be engaged and invested, and that's not working where we're at right now.
Right. I think that, like, again, you take that second drive, they knew that TCU wanted to go wide to get inside, but at the end of the day, TCU was like, fine, we'll just throw it out. We're just going to hit the edge. And they did, and they hit the edge.
Over and over and over again.
And so Kendall Briles, so what we're looking at is in a one-game scenario, Kendall Briles clearly outcoached Bill Belichick and Steven Belichick. Clearly.
There's a third Belichick on that staff. Did you know that?
Yeah, I do. Brian.
I didn't realize that.
Is it
Les
Brian?
Miles' kids on there too?
I don't know. I know Mike Lombardi's, one of his kids is on there. And Mike Lombardi is
Les Miles' kids on staff too, I think.
Yeah, this is a full fucking nepotism situation.
Shout out to Mike Lombardi getting his money and never earning a goddamn thing. I don't know how Mike Lombardi has a book out right now where the selling point was Patrick Mahomes is not a Hall of Famer yet. What are you talking about? And y'all want him to run y'all's football? Excuse me?
So I will say this.
Yeah, talk to me.
I got to be gentle with my words here because I do work for Tar Heel 24/7.
Of course.
Or at least until I have this conference call today, and we'll see how that goes. But Bubba Cunningham is a splash guy.
Yeah.
He wants the interlocking NC to be on the front page constantly, consistently. And he made it through the summer.
Constantly, consistently.
He made it through the summer, and he made it through fall camp. He made it to make sure that we got the game. Like UNC got the game. That was the Monday the only game in town.
Everybody's looking at you. What are you going to do?
The stadium looked great. I've never seen it that full before the kickoff in my life. And I'm not just talking about when I played there. I'm talking about like
ever
in my life. Like when I was in middle school, we would go to Pepper's Pizza and we'd be walking up and it would still be half in, half out. Like they used to call it maybe they still call it that, but they used to call it the aluminum jungle. So they achieved all those things. We can talk about the Jordan thing if you want, but I'm feeling some type of way about that at this point. But the Belichick features, all that stuff, and I was talking about my guy Landry Burdine, TCU sideline guy.
Okay.
And he was like, "Yeah, TCU learned from the Colorado game.
Yeah,
their season opener.
That shuttle game, yeah.
Where it was Coach Prime's first game, and all the spotlight was on Prime, and it kind of bugged. They didn't perform, and they learned from that. And they're like, we don't care about this. All we have to do is go out there and beat them. And that's exactly what they just beat them. They beat the wheels off of UNC.
Yeah.
8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. Like, let's go.
They did that thing. They truly and well and really did that thing, man. And it's gonna be a long one in North Carolina, man.
Yeah. So
how do you feel about the Charlotte game?
I mean, if they lose that game, man, you should just punt every time you get the ball.
Well, let's talk about some people who have been punting.
Well, no, I was going to say,
finish up.
Let's wrap up this Jordan thing. Jordan Hudson.
Oh man,
people. So here's the thing. You're a history guy, right?
Yes, sir.
What's the hardest war to win?
The civil one.
Not two front.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Civil War is hard. Yes, I totally agree. But I think fighting a two front war.
Like battle on two fronts. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really hard. And so what we have are alumni from like the 60s, 70s that have been very vocal about
the whole
time about not wanting this to happen and not wanting, not the Belichick thing, but like they're like, she should not be around the program. She should not be. You're turning us into a laughing stock. Then you add to that, compounded, if you will, with the friends and family. Speaking of like athlete alumnus, like whether it's Michael Jordan or Lawrence Taylor, or it's, my buddy Ryan Taylor or Mia Hamm, the friends and family are also like, this has never been a problem ever. This has never been a problem.
Right.
Nobody worries about Dean Smith's wife. Nobody worried about Roy Williams' wife. Nobody worried about Sylvia Hatchell's husband. Nobody worried about that. So you got that. So they don't want her to sit with them. Like, this is how petty my shit is. Like my school shit is.
Yeah.
They don't want her to sit. Did you see the box that she was in? How many people were in there?
It was lonely.
Lone. So you got a wife, I got a wife, right?
Right.
Imagine your wife don't have no friends and people are outwardly, publicly saying, we don't want to be around her. But your husband, you got to go and talk to these people to make sure that you garner some support, right?
Some buy-in for your program. Right.
And so you got to go with the people that are against her. And then you got to get in your BMW, whatever the fuck he drives. You got to go home. You got to go home and try to watch Netflix with her. Two fronts. That's two fronts.
This isn't even the war I was thinking. See, this is why I like talking to you, because I hadn't even thought about that aspect. I just hadn't crossed my mind.
They don't want to. Listen, there's two things. Here's the thing: a lady who graduated from UNC in 1975, who's been given $50,000 a year to school. Her and her husband, they met at UNC. She's a Tridel. He's a Fidel. He works in some sort of wealth management bullshit, whatever the fuck they do. I don't know. But they've been donating money. She don't want to see her at a scholarship dinner.
No.
And she definitely don't want her husband hanging around with her.
No.
Yeah. So Jordan just had a table by herself, hanging out.
If she goes.
If she's allowed to go. And then your bill, you got to go home. And she's like, and you're like, fuck, dude, man, I can't deal with this. This is too much. This is a lot. This is a lot for me, man.
It's a lot.
I got my ass whooped tonight. Like he going home.
In front of Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, he's like, he goes home that night and he's like, and she's like, and no one was in the booth and no one wanted to hang out with me and it wasn't cool and it wasn't fun. And I'm rooting for you, but like, it's so hard for me. And he's like, I just got my fucking ass blown out on television. Can we not? Can we? Also, I'm almost 80. I'm tired.
Yes. And that's the thing
tired.
that gets me. This dude is the oldest coach in college football, and this is year one. And to have the air, and we spoke about earlier, but mentioned Charlie Weiss. There's a level of arrogance that's always applied when the NFL guy comes down. But I think what's interesting is that when we talk about the differences between the two games, one, I want everyone to be very, very clear. These are different sports.
Yes.
NFL and college football are different sports.
Well, yeah.
There's different sports and goals and reasons. But one thing that's interesting about football in general is that innovation trickles up. So innovation in basketball tends to trickle down. The three-point gets hot there. Everyone's doing a three-pointer. They start emulating offenses they saw in the NBA. With college football, and we're talking about one of these guys in a second, they get their test kitchens from 7-on-7s. Yep. And they bring it to college football to say, here's how you best utilize these players. And for the longest time, the NFL was like, we don't need players like that. We don't need players like that. And all of a sudden, you've got RPOs. You've got read options. You've got other ways to utilize this talent. What I'm saying is innovation trickles from the bottom up. And so because of the disparities in talent, because of that lack of institutional knowledge, there is going to be a gap between what Bill Belichick expects an offense to do and what that offense is going to do to him in reaction to his adjustments. This was never going to be easy, but I think that even for the most cynical of us, this has proven to be more risky than we thought it was going to be in a larger uphill climb based on the results of Monday night.
Yeah, it's going to be like they'll take care of business against Charlotte, against Richmond. They're going to have to figure out what they're going to do with Marcus Allen. I mean, he's a senior. He got his ass. I mean, God dang, that was a Costco rotisserie right there. But I'm not being look. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being serious.
I mean, look, you're not wrong.
Let me ask you something.
Ask me.
Can you imagine having a player who's wearing number 0 not be a starter?
Felder.
I'm asking.
I texted. I was talking to my dad the next day. I was like, "Hey, man, there are certain things. If you're going to do them, you got to be great. If you're in a basketball team and you're wearing 23, you can't be no slouch. If you're on a wrestling tournament and you're wearing a Superman shirt to warm up in and you're wearing fancy wrestling shoes, our goal on our wrestling team was somebody's got to pin that kid in the first round.
Right.
What if he better be great? He better show me why he's wearing a Superman shirt during warm-ups. Because otherwise, I'm taking that as a personal affront.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Is like they got a 0 that's just like hanging out.
Just a guy.
Can you imagine if they gave me 0 at UNC?
Oh my God. I'm so glad we're talking about this. I hadn't thought about that shit.
They would have been like, they're like, he's 0? This one?
Oh, this guy must be trash. None of y'all took that number from him?
I got my number taken, by the way.
I know. That's
bro, I had
someone heard that story. Please tell that story really quickly before we go on to the next game.
Bro, I had the Dion. I had the 21 my freshman year. I was looking good, fresh. 21 in the secondary. I was 21. I almost got in the game one time too, and then we threw an interception, and then they were like, "No, no." Then we got this kid, 4-star kid out of Dudley High School, and he was like, "I want to be 21," and they were like, "All right, Felder." And so they didn't even tell me.
All of a sudden, your number was different. Like,
they just put a different number. They just put a different number in my locker. And I was like, what the fuck?
What number did they give you, though?
25.
That's not terrible.
It's not. No, it's not a bad number.
It's a safety number.
It's a good number. It's a good number. For a guy that's a down-in-the-box safety, that's a good number. I can live with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad, because if they would have given me like 33, 37, 34, I would have been like, you know what?
I don't play threes.
I don't play this sport no more. I quit. This is ridiculous.
Oh shit.
The only number above 29 that I would take is like 47. That's the John Lynch.
Yeah.
Give me a 47. I'll take a 47. But I'm not taking anything between 47 and 30 or 46 to 30. No, absolutely not.
Football.
I'm not that trash. I'm not that trash. I'm not as good as some of the other guys, but I'm not trash.
I'm not trash. I will not have it. I won't have
not
it.
Trash.
That's a good bar to clear. So you and I are men of a certain age, and we've been on this podcast and other podcasts warning people about what the Alabama fan base can be like when things aren't going superb. And for 20 years, people were like, y'all know what you're talking about. It's always going to be great. Hey, Felder. How do you think
Macarena?
How do you think breakfast in the DeBoer house was on Sunday morning?
I think he had a fine breakfast because he was not dealing with the other people.
They know where he lives. I don't believe he's had a moment of peace.
I think listen, I've been looking into getting a mouth guard, like a night guard.
Mm-hmm.
I think he probably gonna need one too.
For sure.
He's definitely grinding his teeth. Here's the thing. I don't understand I'll put it this way, and I was on a call yesterday, and I said I think that losing Jalen Milroe may be the biggest loss they had, more than the defensive lineman that they lost. I think that the reality is they don't have anyone that's a gap bridger.
Right.
They don't have anyone that's like helping him. And that's the hardest part. And people don't think about this. And I talked to Roddy Jones about it as well. And Roddy was like, he was in and out on that. But I was like, look, man, Ty Simpson is not Jalen Milroe. And he's like, yeah, that's a good thing. I was like, I don't think it's a good thing. Because Jalen Milroe was the bridge between Nick Saban and them. He continued to set that level of expectation, right? So he continued to hold that level of accountability. And I'm not going to sit here and go like DeBoer's soft or DeBoer doesn't do it the way Nick Saban did it.
No.
Obviously. Nobody
Very
does.
clearly. No one does.
No one ever has. And so the closest thing to that was what, Urban Meyer, right?
Yeah.
So, and now Kirby Smart. But the reality for me is if we don't get, what is it, Deontay Lawson? If somebody like him doesn't step up and go, hey, man, this ain't who we are. This ain't what we do. I need you to go out. We don't lose like this.
Right. And I think that's what you're saying right now is something I think is lost on a lot of people, is that the standards and the practices and the attitude, yes, of course, Nick Saban is the tip of the spear on that type of thing. He is the figurehead through which they all rally around. But if you're going to have a leader, someone who's leading the troops, you got to have people inside that room who are going to echo and reinforce that. Otherwise, you just got a leader barking at nobody. Until you've got buy-in from your most talented and productive players. And I say that because the players know. If you're number 0, for example, and you're not in the game, we not listen to you in the locker room. Shut your bitch ass up and get on the field. Get your playbook so you can get on the field.
So here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Jalen Milroe, right? Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa.
It's a really good point you're making.
But hang on, let's flip it over. C.J. Mosley, Orlando McClain.
Ugh.
Right. Like, we got dudes. We got guys, not just dudes, guys that are like, this is what we do. And then we don't even
aren't just talented. They want that. They want that pressure.
They want the pressure. They want every single ounce of smoke that you can give them, and they want to perform underneath that pressure. I mean, what is it? Jonathan Allen, excuse me.
Will Anderson, Jonathan Allen.
Yep. Pick a defensive lineman that they've had. They like those guys. Amari, what's his name? Like Jonathan, but like those guys are just like it's ridiculous. Like they're If you don't, and it is, and people can say that you can lead by example. Fuck that. Nope. Example your ass out of here.
You better speak up.
You better say something. Because, and I think that in my world, at least, when you say lead by example, it sounds good.
It sounds great.
Sounds great. But if you're not like, and let me ask you this. Would you rather get your butt chewed by the man next to you? Right? What do you play? Right guard, left guard?
Left guard.
Left guard. Would you rather get your ass chewed by your left tackle before you got to your coach?
So we're playing, maybe it was Georgetown. It was my junior year, and we had gotten a turnover as they were going in. So we're coming out, probably kicking out. We're taking the ball over inside our own 10 coming out. So for those who don't know, if you're playing offense, you get the ball in that kind of position, your goal is to do one thing: get a first down. Get a first down. The only job. Get a first down, give us room to operate, flip the field position. The defense has done their job. They've gotten the ball back. Your job is to hold it long enough for them to get a rest, and that means getting one first down. My guy next to me, one of my best friends in the world, We run outside zone left side. We get a good team, double team, good climb block. Everything's great. 13 yards. Laundry. Holding. Left tackle. We go back to the huddle. I don't say shit to him because he knows. But we go to the line. Offside, left tackle. So now.
Lined up offsides?
Dog. So now I turn to his ass in the huddle. He's looking straight ahead, says, "Don't say a fucking word to me, Palmer." I was like, all right, cool. He knew. Your teammates know, and it hits them more because that's the dude hey, man, we did a great job, and now that's been erased. You and I did a fantastic thing, and now it's gone. And I want to make sure very clear. He was a much better player than I was. He was all Ivy, all that shit. But in that instance, what you're talking about is, hey, man, I'm accountable to the guy next to me more than anyone else in the world, particularly in that position.
And that's what I'm saying is, like, I did a really, like, for me playing, like, I did a good job of, like, managing. Like, it's like when you work in a fucking grocery store, right? Mm-hmm. If you're in charge of produce, the best thing you can do is make sure that everybody else that works in produce is on one.
Mm-hmm.
So that the store manager doesn't have to come and talk to you.
Man.
And that's the reality. Like, I don't think Alabama has that right now.
There's no one taking control before it gets to the manager level.
Right. And that's something like, and I'll be honest, my wife and I have had this like huge discussion, and she doesn't understand why, like, I am the way I am with respect to like my parents and all this stuff. But my main goal as a student, as a child, as a kid was, I need to manage I'm the king of this kingdom. My mini kingdom, I'm in charge of that. Because the last thing I want to do is send that to management. Because if management get a hold of my file, I'm fucked.
Oh, wrapping up the Bama loss. This is a team that just lost to a team that was 2-10 last year. This is the Tide's fifth loss in 10 games. DeBoer went 9-4 his first season as Bama's coach.
Yeah.
First time they lost 3 games since Saban's first team went 7-6 in 2007. And this is the 4th time as a double-digit favorite that they've lost a football game. That's in 14 games. That took Nick Saban his entire career at Alabama to do that. I'm not saying that it's bad for DeBoer down there, but they know where he lives and they do like to throw bricks. So let's keep him in that whole family in their thoughts. Other games that happened this weekend. Hey, Brian Kelly finally won an opener.
He did.
It took Dabo Swinney to be on the other side of it.
Their defense looked really good. Harold Perkins Jr. flying around. So I'm excited for LSU. Honestly, here's what I'll say, and I've said it before. I've said it multiple times. I think LSU should have been ranked number 1 in the country. Like, I don't feel bad about saying that. I don't feel like iffy. This isn't like a take.
Did you see enough from Nussmeier to stay with that feeling?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hang on. Did you see enough from anybody else?
Oh, we ain't gone to Athens yet, baby. Hold on now.
You guys played Marshall.
Relax. I said we're not there yet. Cade Kublik, you've been talking all offseason about Cade, how I need to come around on the Cade thing. I'm not around on it, but watching what he was able to develop against that defense made me see what you see.
Yes. And if his wide receivers would run.
That's my bigger, like, that was always like, yes, my Cade thing was always kind of like, also like, you play for Clemson, I don't necessarily trust you. But like Saturday threw it in a stark relief of like, oh, he might be good enough, but we may not be able to find out this season.
Why can't they run?
How much of that do you give to the LSU defense?
None.
Okay. All right.
These dudes were just like, they look like they ran like my kid. And she's a swimmer.
I hate you.
They're just literally, they're like, huh? Hanging around.
Is this Brian Kelly's best chance to win back the fan base and all those people down in Baton Rouge?
Absolutely. 100%.
Right on.
Because, look, you get a win over Alabama. I don't have their schedule. Let me pull their schedule up.
A lot of teams are going to be feeling real good about themselves doing something to Bama this year. Like, I feel the fact that they've got ULM this weekend is hilarious to me. For those who don't remember, Nick Saban lost to ULM
year
his
one.
first year.
Year one.
So this weekend could be high damn hilarious.
They got South Carolina, they got Florida, which I still don't know what I think about Florida. We'll find out.
Florida got 0 sacks against Long Island.
Here's what I'll say. They play USF, and USF, boy, they beat the brakes.
Oh, you're talking about Florida, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about Florida. Like USF beat the brakes off of Boise State. LSU's
got to run. Florida's schedule is no joke. We're going to find out real quick what this is about.
Because Florida plays LSU in, I guess, next week.
Felder, not just LSU. They're going to LSU at night. Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. Boy, hey, man, we're going to find out real quick about Florida.
LSU, no. Because here's the thing. We didn't think this was a big deal. But now USF looks like a good football team. At LSU at night. Mm-hmm. At Miami.
Probably at night. Let's just keep it a buck.
Yeah. Then they host Texas. At Texas A&M. Bro,
hey, man, Florida fans, y'all made a story with something to me. This
cocktail party. At Ole Miss, Tennessee comes there, plus Florida State. Like this is
a run, dog. Y'all get out of here. I'll have no jokes. I will have zero disrespect.
No, if Florida finishes with a winning record, I'll be like, dang, y'all did it.
Y'all got something special down in Gainesville.
Y'all really did this shit.
Woo!
With DJ halfway.
Another big time.
Because I don't even know if he's healthy.
You've done the good work of bringing me around on Arch, and I'm one of those people who watched the Arch game and was less down on him than a lot of the talking heads were.
Yeah.
That's a fantastically talented Ohio State defense. Their coach has not poisoned them yet, based on your opinion of Matt Patricia. But and I look at their schedule, I think they're going to be just fine as far as like figuring it out around Archie. What did you think? What did you take away from that first game?
He wasn't perfect, obviously, clearly. Not crisp. I think that they've got to do some more work. Same thing. I think him and Cade are kind of in the same boat in terms of what they like. They still have things they have to work on. They need help from their wide receivers. But more importantly, I think that Arch needs help from his coach. Like, why are we throwing the ball side to side? Like
that first three quarters is very like, hey man,
fucking young Dro out here. Like, what are we doing?
The shoulder lean reference for the young people.
Yeah. What are we doing? And like, we didn't hear Ryan Wingo's name until the fourth quarter. Like, why are we doing that? I thought Sark was a genius, right? He's an offensive guru.
That's what I've been told.
That's what I've been told too. Well, you saw the bill good.
Also, shout out to the Big Ten for their Ponzi scheme. We did it again, guys. You did it again. Ohio State has 3 ranked teams left on their schedule. You assholes did it again. I don't know how we got here, but you did it.
But it's literally like the thing for me is, all right. I'll finish this and then I will get to my bigger point about this game.
Yes, sir.
The game in general. But right now, what we saw from Sark, we saw this tush push situation, which anytime you see 4 guys lined up, aimed at the A gap, maybe don't run that fucking play.
Give your quarterback the chance to check out of that shit. Goodness.
Because I think it's absolutely pathetic and ridiculous that teams are wasting time in practice on the tush push. But defenses are also wasting time on that. And they figured it out and they know what they have to do. So you have 4 guys it's 3. It's a center, guard, right? You have 4 guys slanted to pinch. You know what a pinch front is.
Yeah.
So they're pinching and they're submarining. A pinch sub front, you know where you're not going? Anywhere.
at all.
Why don't you have him on a waggle? Why don't you have him on a bootleg? Why don't you, if you're a freaking offensive genius, Steve Sarkisian, call a fucking play.
Can I be honest? I was sitting there watching it and I yelled belly flip as soon as I was like, but if those who don't know, belly flip is you fake belly to the fullback and you flip it out to the tailback. They crash inside. You got an edge. You're going to get at least the one. You're going to get the one, particularly against a fairly disciplined but very athletic Ohio State team who's amped up to stop you on 4th and 1, who is playing at home in the first game of the season. Use those emotions against them. Play action, belly flip, do something besides the play that was called they clearly fucking expected.
Yeah. Belly flip, speed option.
Oh, with that kid, yeah.
Speed option? Like, come on, man.
Why aren't we calling running plays? Like, that's
call a play. Call a play. Call a play.
So talk about your larger
okay.
so I can use this to talk about Georgia.
This is 1 verse 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That game was ass. I'm not even going to say that it was mid. It was not mid.
No.
It looked like the PG rated version that I gave people was, it's like when two moms are hanging out and they just put both kids in a pack and play and do laundry. Like the safest thing that you can do. But the reality of it is like with respect to mid is the game was middle school wheat. Swag. Not mid, not Reggie, certainly not California Kush.
No.
It was swag. It was sticks and stems and seeds. It was bad.
You live.
It was, and you smoke it out of a Sprite bottle.
Do the best you can with what you got.
But that's not the best they could do with what they have. That's the problem.
Agreed.
And that's what made me mad. Like I hated. I didn't even rewatch that game. I was like, "What's the point?"
It was. Everyone played really tight because everyone felt like they had a lot to lose. And I think
you don't have nothing to lose. It's a fucking 12-team playoff.
That's what trickled down. I'm telling you, the tightness of the coaches are experiencing.
Yeah,
trickled down to the players, and it shouldn't have.
They coached like they. I mean,
but I will say this:
we saw more downfield passing in the first couple minutes of Clemson and LSU, in the first few minutes of Alabama versus Florida State, in the first few minutes of all the other games. We saw more downfield passing than we saw until the fourth quarter in this football game. We're supposed to have Jeremiah Smith, and we're supposed to have Ryan Wingo. We're supposed to have all these guys that are supposed to be doing stuff. What are you doing? Don't hide your light under a bushel.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I'm old and I'm young. I got Riz. And I got Riz and I got Wiz.
The thing I remain concerned about with the Arch thing is Sark going to use him in the running game. Because as a Georgia fan, Stet ran some.
Yeah.
Carson was a statue.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to get my mind back around this motherfucker going to run on these people sometimes.
Who,
Gunner took like 2 or 3 good hits where I was like, hey, man.
Bro, he's tough.
It's fucking Marshall, dog. How about you relax?
No, dude, don't relax.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think he has a relax.
Yeah, you don't got that. You don't have that button, dog.
Doesn't have that button.
You don't have that button.
Did you get to watching the Georgia Marshall game?
Yeah, I got to watch some of it.
What do you think?
They're killers. What did I? Hang on, let me see. I know I wrote a note about that one.
I'll tell you my note.
Oh, here it is. I got it right here. I got the note. Georgia looks like they have 13 guys on the field. Like, I wrote that.
The defense is fast.
Like, why does it look like they have 13 players on the field? I know they only have 11, but they look like they had 13 dudes. They was running around.
It feels unfair.
Yeah.
I'll say this. The 2 injuries on the right side of the line, Juan Gaston left in the first quarter, and Ernest Green got injured as well on the right side. It's the right guard and right tackle. It's a true freshman right guard. So that's going to be interesting to see how the depth comes through there. next game, I believe, it's nobody again. It doesn't matter. But
Austin P.
I will say this. I do feel good about this Georgia team. I like having a running back, a quarterback who gets a little motion to him and who also is not afraid of throwing that ball down the field. Zachariah Branch was a huge pickup in the transfer portal out of USC. I think that could be a real big thing. And I do want to briefly just shout out Carson Beck, former Dog. Had a good showing against Miami, baby.
I thought that
Miami, excuse me.
Against Notre Dame, yeah. He did a good job. I've talked about this a lot of times. I don't mind being wrong.
Yeah.
I like being wrong because it makes me reevaluate and figure out where I went wrong and fix it. He did a really good job. In the words of my buddy Roddy Jones, he needed to not be in Athens.
Look, a change of scenery helps everybody sometimes.
Like, Athens is not for everyone.
Oh, Lord, no.
Athens is for Jake Fromm.
Gunnar
Stockton. Stetson Bennett. Athens not for Carson Beck.
Oh.
And it's Carson Beck is more of a, and what did they say? That Carson Beck is getting his confidence back through Latinas. So I didn't make that up. That's a real, you can look it up. That's a real thing.
I need to write myself a note to clip that because that's amazing. Yeah, and again, it makes me look back at the receiving corps from last year for Georgia.
Yeah,
and it makes me be a bit more critical. I don't know. I never thought he couldn't play football. I never thought that. I did have questions about his leadership ability, but I'll say this: for a kid who in the last since January has gone to the draft, come out of the draft, signed a contract, had massive reconstructive surgery on his elbow, which if you've heard about it, he had to change the way he threw. It's changed his body. To come out and be leader guy, to come out and rally a good team from last year who had aspirations and to get them to rally around him, and then to come out on a national a national televised stage and deliver that way. I have nothing but respect and love for Carson Beck. The jokes about the Athens thing will always be there, but guess what? You can make me forget immediately by doing the shit you're doing in South Beach. That second touchdown, people are calling it lucky, and maybe it was. That's a goddamn lot of arm talent to get that ball off that way under that pressure.
No, I totally agree. I think that I like to be proven wrong.
Yeah,
because I'm always rooting for all these kids.
They're kids. People forget that, especially with us. These are kids that we were these kids. We weren't as talented as these kids, but we were these kids. And so I will always cheer for the athlete over the program or X, Y, and Z. 100%.
Yeah, I'm always rooting for them. If anyone says that I'm hating on a player, you can fuck off to hell. What I'm doing is saying I don't see it with that kid. So I won't believe it. My family, my family's from Missouri. Show me state. You show it to me, listen, I'll turn around on a dime. I'm not Skip Pay. I'm not Skip Payless. I'm not is it Skip? What is it? Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless? Yeah, Bayless.
I said Skip Payless. God damn.
I got caught up in that for a second. You caught me for a minute.
No, that wasn't a joke. I couldn't remember his name, and I just thought about the shoes.
I was like,
the shoe
damn, are the shoes that bad? I was like, damn, that's funny as hell.
No, I wasn't even trying to be funny. Skip Bayless. I'm not married to a concept.
Right.
That's something that my parents taught me when I was a kid. Minds change.
Yeah.
And if something makes you change your mind, then you change your mind.
That means you learn something.
Yeah, instead of being wrong the whole freaking time, that's bad. Anyone the people that are still against Lamar Jackson, right? And they just are like, well, you never know. No, shut up, idiot. He's good. Just shut up.
Mike Lombardi writing books about how old buddy quarter Mahomes ain't it. So that's
that's insane.
You can make money off being wrong. It don't matter.
I don't want to make money off being wrong. I want to make sure that when I make a decision, I do say something. But guess what? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I say I'm wrong, and I have no problem with that. All right, what do you got?
We're going to wrap up here. I know we both got stuff to do. NFL does start this weekend. I want to talk about two things real quick. One, Jerry Jones crazy as fuck.
Why?
Micah. What are we doing?
Listen, I don't like him.
You don't like who, Jerry or Micah?
Micah.
I've heard enough about Micah where I'm choosing to focus on the talent right now.
Super talented.
Super talented. You and I both heard things that were like, oh, I get it.
Heard things. I worked with this motherfucker.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, dog.
Well, that's an off-camera conversation.
Yeah, that's
I'll talk about what I've heard. I will say this. I can't imagine being on a football team and having the best defensive player go on his podcast and be like, no, our quarterback's not that good. Can't imagine. I can't imagine.
I can imagine it coming out of his mouth.
Well, he did it last year.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't imagine it.
But I can't imagine being in that locker room and thinking everything's going to be sweet after that. And so I think it's very telling that while all of us objectively, like from far away, Jerry crazy, you get closer and you notice that nobody in the locker room is like, this is bull. And part of that is the NFL carry that water, but nobody even unsorts is like, oh, we need Micah. Da, 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 da. It seems like this is a divorce needed to happen. We're going to learn about how it goes with him in Green Bay. But let's talk about the
take an injection to play this weekend, right?
Who else? Give me a list of players on the NFL who aren't getting injections.
No, I don't. I'm just saying it's been publicized.
But that's been publicized because he left Dallas and they're burning the books on him. Like you and I both get that.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying, like as you mentioned, nobody on that team is like, oh no, I'm devastated.
Well, he's headed to the NFC North, where your boy is coaching Caleb, and we've got a very talented division. What I think is very interesting is that the Minnesota Vikings win line is down to 8.5, which means you and I might be very right about JJ McCarthy.
We're gonna find out, man.
Hey, man, like you said, I like being wrong. I like being proven wrong. This is.
I want him to do well.
Caleb Williams proving me wrong will make me feel one way. JJ McCarthy being proving me wrong will make me feel a whole other kind of way. Caleb, I've always thought it was there. I just didn't see it. JJ, hey, buddy, I would be fucking super wrong about JJ if he's great.
I think Caleb lives in this world, same world as Baker Mayfield, where you have to unlearn
bad habits.
What Lincoln Riley taught you.
it's Lincoln Riley. It's him, them two, and it's Kyler.
Yeah.
Don't send your quarterbacks to Lincoln Riley. What the fuck is this?
You have to unlearn all that stuff and then learn how to play quarterback. And I think Ben's a really good person to learn from. Mm-hmm. Honestly, like I say this with like aplomb, like Ben Johnson, nicest guy I ever played football with. Period. Number one with a bullet. And he takes coaching as teaching. And I think that's a really important thing. And so he's going to be very involved. And I think the 2 years with Dan Campbell also is going to help him understand how to manage a roster in terms of control and making sure that everybody has respect, not just for the shield, but for like the Chicago logo and what they do and how they are in the facility. So I think Ben's going to be okay.
I think Ben and them are going to be a great fit. I think the number one thing for him is going to be reeling in Caleb on those throws that on the in-between times. Like you got to be Superman at certain points of time.
Right.
But getting him to play more like, and it sounds hypocritical or sounds bad, but play like Jared Goff some of the times. Sometimes you got to do what this offense lets you do. And other times we need you to go be Superman, go win this game for us. But yeah. I think figuring out the difference between those two is going to be the biggest jump for Caleb in year 2. Guys, if you're listening to the podcast, make sure you hop on over to the YouTube. I'll be giving out some NFL picks Friday afternoon going into the weekend. We'll go over those on Monday. But that's all we got for today. Felder, tell everyone where they can find you and what you're going to be watching this weekend.
So this weekend we got a bunch of games this weekend. So check it out I'm on X and I'm on Blue Sky in the bleachers on both of those. And then it's felder.substack.com. Podcast just went up yesterday or today. One of the two. I don't remember. Either way, it doesn't matter. And check that out. And also Tar Heel 24/7. I talk about UNC football, and we're about to see what happens. I know I'm not going to the game. I don't want to go. That takes a huge chunk out of my day that I don't want to have taken out of my day. That's it.
I will say this. I didn't text you Monday night. I did text Floyd, and he wasn't very happy with me.
Why?
He knew, but he didn't want to hear it from me because it's me, and I'm an asshole. That's why. Thanks for being on, Felder. Try to have you on Fridays. Again, guys, stay tuned. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. YouTube, Spotify, everywhere you get your podcast for free $99. Make sure you check out the YouTube later today. We'll be dropping the NFL gambling picks. We used to do gambling picks before gambling was legal, and then it became legal, and I don't want to do them anymore. And now, fuck it. I'm going to give you 3 games that I feel good about every week. I'll build myself some rules so I'm not just picking the Chiefs. But yeah, that was your show. We'll be back on Monday with the recap for the weekend. There is no outro. We'll see you guys next week.